It's good CBS scheduled 3 months in advance.
Call the meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. And we'll go ahead and move on to the second item, which is to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mary and a second by John. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Brings us to item number 3, approve the consent calendar, which is the minutes of the June 25th meeting and the payment of bills.
Second.
Motion by Black, second by Blake. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Go to item number 4, consider the second reading and adoption of ordinance 548, adopting a moratorium on cannabis businesses within the city of Staples.
Copy of ordinance 548 is in your packet, same as the one we looked at and held a public hearing on 2 weeks ago. So we have a second reading and adoption. We'll get it published and be in place until January.
Make a motion for ordinance 548.
Second.
We have a motion from Doug and a second from Blake to adopt ordinance 548. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Bring us item number 5. Consider approval of resolution 1956, accepting donation.
Copy of the resolutions in your packet. One donation this week, Sourcewell, $1,000. They're contributing towards our Boulevard flag fund.
I'll make a motion, we accept the donation from Sourcewell for $1,000.
Second.
We have a motion from John and a second from Mary to approve resolution 1956. Is there any discussion?
Is there's no gambling money in that, is there? No, I didn't think so.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Brings us to item number 6. Consider approval of resolution 1957, appointing election judges for August 13th, 2024 primary election.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion from Roy and a second by Doug. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I'll abstain.
Well, yeah, you're on that list, aren't you?
I'm on the list.
You're not gaining anything out of it.
Move item number 7. Consider Valley View neighborhood lot sale policy.
I'll just share my screen here quick so we can make sure everybody knows what we're talking about. So brought the topic up a couple of weeks ago as to whether or not we want to continue to sell these and at what price. It was recommended that we have an appraisal done on that. I believe in your packet there's several pages. Did you put the whole thing in here? Almost all of it in here. The resume and stuff at the back probably is not included, but we worked with Bounds, and basically what he did is he took an average lot up there and did a full-blown appraisal on it, and then took that and backed it off into a price per square foot type category. So this, basically this lot right here, lot 1, block 1, is basically the one that the appraisal, the full appraisal was done on. And what he came out with on, for that one, as you can see on page 2 of his appraisal, was at the 15,250. And then it basically calculated the market value per square foot. The utility connections are the same basically at every lot. They're all in the same neighborhoods. There's not a lot of market differential. The only real differentiating factor is lot size. So we back that off to that, 70 cents per square foot that we could then apply, across the board to all the lots, depending on, on how big they are. There are some really big ones, some that are a little bit smaller, probably on a square footage basis, than the one that was in the appraisal. So in his determination from the market research that he's done, he said that basically is the market value of the residential lot up there. Arm's length market-based transaction. So any questions on that part of it? So then the next question is, does the city want to continue some sort of incentive type program to incentivize development? Not just the sale of the lot, but development on the lots. I think everybody recalls, was it 2 years ago, 22? Maybe April of 2022, when we last had this discussion, and ended up selling 5 lots up there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 6 lots up there that have houses on it now. And that, the arrangement that we had at that time, the initial was $10,000, and there had to be substantial development on the lot by the end of 2022. And then we did one more lot, which would have been block 1, lot 2 at a later date, and just put a 90-day into the future type of timeline for improvements to be made.
So what are you saying? We sell it for less than the appraised value then, or is that what you wanted? Or?
That's the question. Do we want to provide an incentive? If a regular market market rate transaction is, for this lot, 15,250.
How many of them houses up there are, Wadena County adopted an abatement policy, didn't they, on taxes?
Yeah.
And when they how many, that went into effect, right? The abatement
It
policy?
has now. I don't believe any of those houses would have met the timeline on that.
Okay, but the future ones would.
If they apply for it, correct.
And so how long is that abatement for? Is that 2 years? Or?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
So if we sold the lot at a reduced price from what the appraised value is, somebody built a house on there and applied for the abatement and got it, they virtually would not pay any taxes then for 5 years, right, to the city?
No, the city is not included in the Wadena County tax abatement policy. That's only the county portion of the property tax. So Wadena County would not get, property tax revenue for that period, but the city of Staples and the school district would continue to,
Okay.
receive whatever, based off whatever the market value and what the tax rates are.
And I know we've had this conversation many, many times, Cheryl, and we've talked about, but it wouldn't be such a big burn, because I think we disagree on how this, if a house gets built there, you get the taxes off from it. But what was it, in 2007, we entered into an agreement with Vogelin to put infrastructure in there and give them a 12-year deferment, I think. And in that meantime, there was over $1 million, I think, that that infrastructure, I believe. They paid for the asphalt, I think. I could be wrong on that.
I think what the arrangement was a 5-year deferment on tar and a 12-year on the water and sewer. But once a structure connected, all of the assessments kicked in.
But virtually, we got stiffed on the deal and we didn't get anything. The taxpayers been funding that ever since, the taxpayers here. And I guess the problem that bothers me the most about the whole thing is that there's brand new pipes, brand new sewer, brand new water. It was new tar. The tar isn't the best shape anymore, but there was new tar out there, all brand new stuff. And we're getting nothing for it. But if you dig up a street in town here, like the people over on 2nd Street, they're gonna pay an assessment. And I struggle with that. Because no matter what somebody builds there, the money that we get back from that in taxes is never gonna pay back, unless you maybe build them double for taxes. It's never gonna pay back the money that the city lost. And over that course of time, when we had I think we maybe are still paying on that, I don't know. But over the course of time that we did that, there was other areas in our town that we could have easily spent that money to fix some of the current infrastructure that we got. And we didn't do that because we were stuck with that mess out there. But I don't know, 2 wrongs never make a right. And I just don't see where, I mean, like I said, you're never gonna get that money back, especially on the current, I'd rather see them pay the assessments and give them a lot.
What do you
Because
think?
the assessments are 25, what, 25?
20, is that
They
19?
were originally 19.5.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think that lot, what do you think those lots should go for?
Why,
Based on-
the appraised value.
15?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you bought a lot in town from somebody, from a private person, or if you go to a realtor and buy a lot in town, or people, like over by me, now Hires got that one lot listed for $55,000. Well, granted, it hasn't sold, but they got a lot listed for $55,000. Probably about similar to the lot number 1 there.
But you're
And-
saying out here in this situation, you're saying that the appraised value of 15 is what it should go for?
I think so.
Any, no other dollar figures at all you think of?
How much do the taxpayers have to lose on this
No,
deal?
I know what, but I think we can only get so much. We can't,
Well,
all that.
That's
we
kinda
talked
where-
about
that's
is kind
kinda-
of water under the bridge and there's nothing we can
Yeah,
do
but
about that.
that's-
So what can we do? You know,
That's
we
kinda in
can't
the-
do anything about the local situation, but.
that's
but
kind of in the range of what lots are selling for in town.
So, how does everybody else feel?
I bought a lot in town here, I paid $16,500 for it.
I think so I think we just need to kind of come to a consensus on what we think.
Yeah, 10 seems a little low. I mean, it'd be nice just to get them off of our plate, but I don't know that we want to go as low as 10.
Right, because they're getting all the water, sewer and everything. They
We'll
don't
never,
have to pay for
can't look
that.
backwards in my book.
Right.
You can learn from looking backwards,
Right.
but I think going forwards, I think 10 is too low. I think,
Yeah, and just to be clear, I'm not proposing 10, that's why we brought it.
No, that was our previous price.
That was our previous, we've got to start, I think, with
So
some
we need to
momentum
reappraise that.
going up there.
I would as well.
Here's where I'm at on the deal. Why don't we list those MLS and put them on there for $15,000 and see if we get anybody to look at them? We're not in any hurry here, I don't think. There's no rush,
I don't
in
think
my
that-
opinion.
I don't think that dollar amount's gonna scare anybody off.
Because, I mean, I think that lot in Baxter would be 100,000. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what it would be at Baxter.
No,
To go to to where you were going with that, Doug, my whole thing is pipes buried in the ground with no development on the lot generates 0 revenue. If you sell it for, $12,000 or $15,000, that then goes into that debt service fund, which is where the proceeds of these other ones that we've sold has gone. That helps offset, what we're paying, on the debt for those improvements. If nothing is built there and the lot isn't sold, absolutely nothing comes in, and the taxpayers are, remain on the hook for 100% of it. Now, where that exact number is, I don't know, maybe it's
I would just-
250.
I would like to see us experiment a little bit, because I don't think we've ever listed them on, maybe where initially they were. I mean, it was listed initially, Dinah, I think, had all the lots listed out there, but I don't think they've really been listed on the MLS since. And why don't we list it? I don't think it costs anything. We pay a little bit if we sell them.
You mean to bring attention to them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
put them out there, so people,
Visibility.
people are looking to
Visibility.
build in Staples.
But you still have to determine an asking price,
Yeah, right.
Right.
Appraisal price.
regardless of,
We need a
I'll
motion.
make a motion that we sell the lots for the appraised price, or list the lots for now. Do we want to put a time frame on how long they sit at that price before we reevaluate whether we need to?
I don't think people are really building anything right now,
well,
but 7 or 8%.
I do have somebody that does want a lot, and wants to build a house on it, so.
Okay, all right.
I'll second.
Well,
So I'll make a motion that we sell the lots for the appraised price.
So a motion from John, a second from Mary Jo to sell the lots at the appraised value that we got from the appraiser.
are we gonna list them on the real?
I think we're determining a price first.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
first,
I just wanted to make
first we're
sure.
determining a price on what we're gonna list,
Yeah.
what we're gonna sell them for.
Sure.
And then, we can discuss the other, I think. So we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion on that? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, motion carried.
To clarify, are we selling each of them for 15,250 or for 70 cents a square foot?
70 cents.
70 cents.
Just want to be clear.
We probably should make the motion say that then, because I don't know if that, the appraised value.
Should we redo the motion?
No, just amend it.
Okay, we'll have to amend
Add
that
70 cents
motion
a
then
square
to include 70 cents per square foot.
There we go. Then we can sell any of them.
Okay. So you have the motion and the amendment. Do we have to do anything else to it? We've got the. Okay, we need a second on the amended motion.
Sure you have the right number.
Second by Mary Jo on the amended motion. We're gonna vote again on the amended motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Amended motion carries. Do we wanna discuss the other issue, or should we? Doug's mentioning listing them.
I'm gonna make a motion. We list it on the MLS. All those lots out there.
Second.
Available.
Can we do that? Make a motion to list them? Or do we have
Well,
to?
then there's several things that come into that. Who do we want to list them with? Do we want to do an RFP? There's multiple realtors.
Yeah.
What are we willing to pay for commission on them? Do we want to reserve the right to sell any of them ourselves? Like I say, we've got one buyer right now.
Yeah, I guess I would want to know the reason that we would want to list them.
Exposure.
Well, I think where Doug is going on, it's out there available for everybody to see.
Otherwise it's just word of mouth.
Yeah.
Basically, and they would come through word of mouth, finding otherwise they could go on to this site and see that they're for sale.
I have no idea. I keep buying stuff. I never sell anything. But I just,
You're harder.
No, I agree with
what
Doug.
is the
listing
cost,
them.
what is the percentage that,
I would have to reach out to some realtors. I think, sometimes on a land sale like this, it's a flat commission fee.
Yeah.
I would think it's not a ton, I wouldn't think.
Do you wanna do that,
Not a ton to be
Jeremy,
made,
and
but, yeah. Maybe we,
what's out there for land?
I can reach out to some realtors, but are we willing at that at that price to move ahead if somebody wants to come directly to the city and buy a lot.
I think we
Yeah,
should.
I don't think we
We're
should,
gonna run out of
I
summer.
don't think we should pay anybody else if they're interested in a visit with you and wanna buy it. We shouldn't have to pay a commission on that.
Yeah.
Blake, what, you were gonna say something?
I just agree that putting it on, listing it is a great idea, just because, I mean, just in my own experience, I have the Zillow app on my phone, and I search that thing every single day, because I'm looking for land or whatever, and so, I mean, I gotta imagine a lot of young families like myself are using technology like that and searching, and it'll catch their eye a lot
I have
quicker.
actually wondered about our city lots around the community, how people know what's owned by the city and what's available and what's not available, and I don't know, if that's something that's easy to find out about, but we do have lots that,
Yeah, there are.
huh?
Yes, there are.
There are lots. But I don't know if that's something that if people can find out easy enough just by.
It's not easy to
It's not
find,
easy
you
to
have to,
find.
you have to dig.
Right.
You have to go into the Todd County or Wadena and
Yeah.
start looking at land and.
So we can talk about that aspect of lots that we own too, along with the ones up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Maybe,
even,
Gerald, do you want to come back with us with
Yeah, I'll
figures and
get some proposals.
proposals, and we can kind of look that over and see?
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks,
Gerald?
But if that person or if the people who are interested come and say, you set the price, I wanna purchase it, we should sell it at that price.
Yeah, I don't think that we hold back on selling it because we wait till the listing's just a way to help us further sell.
Yeah,
All right, let's move on to item number 8. Consider approval of the invocation calendar for the remainder of 2024.
In your packet. On page 29. And we sent invitations out to all of the Staples churches. Received responses from Church of Christ, Assembly of God, Alliance, and Sacred Heart. And Tara has put together a proposed calendar, which would take us from our next meeting in July up through December 10th. I think Tara's hoping we don't have it to Christmas Eve meeting.
Can we add a chaplain from the Lakewood Health System?
Have you talked to the?
Yeah, I've talked to him, and he's willing to do that for next time, not this time, but is it possible that we could add him on this list?
We're going to be going through a calendar for 2025, right, towards the end of the year? Yeah, so we can put them on.
This fall we'll be sending out.
Well, yeah, but I just want everybody to approve it here so that we can put them on for next time. Next
year.
cycle.
I'm assuming there's a
Are we-
possibility that some of these might not do it again or wouldn't be available.
or if something can happen in their lives that they
So, I
won't be
mean,
able to do it, so maybe that,
But I would guess we're gonna assemble one for 2025, like Ron said.
Will you do invitations again too, and so forth? Yeah, so we can include them in that next round of invitations and then.
Are we having a, city council meeting on the 13th of August?
We will.
we just had it at 8.
8:01.
Okay.
That's on here, is
That's been our practice anyway.
yeah.
What is it, between 6 and 8
It's
you
further
can have a
up, okay.
meeting? So maybe we want to have one at 4:30 instead of 8.
Get ahead of ourselves, so.
Yes, we are.
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by John, a second by Blake to approve the invocation calendar for the remainder of this year. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Move on to number 9. Consider approval of resolution 1958, authorization to execute Minnesota Department of Transportation grant agreement for airport improvement excluding land acquisition.
A copy of the resolution is in your packet. This is identical to one that we did about 2.5 years ago for hangar door maintenance. We did a grant extension, and MnDOT increased the dollar amount a little bit, but because we have different signatories, in this case a different mayor, we need to do a new resolution. So I would recommend approval.
So moved.
Motion by Mary, second by Doug. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. That brings us to item number 10. Consider rescheduling the August 13th council meeting due to the primary election.
Cancel it?
I would either say an early one or 8:01.
Typically, we've done 8:01,
Yeah.
you know.
It's still daylight then, we can do
That's true.
8:01. Terry, that's hard for Tara.
Council meeting on the 13th?
13th.
8:01.
Second.
Start time.
Motion by Doug, second by Blake. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Will you be able to be at the,
Yeah, I can work on the first half.
oh, I,
All right, we'll go ahead and move on to committee reports. We have one tonight, that's the Public Works Commission.
We had our meeting on July 2nd. The Public Works Commission approved the Public Works and Utility portion of the capital improvement plan. We gave an update on some of the projects. We had discussed the paving project at our meeting previously. The Second Street project is, all the services are hooked up. They started road work today, so they'll lay the base, and then I don't know exactly if they give it a week or whatever, but let that set up before they pour the asphalt. And then Stan Carlson is one of our commissioners. He announced his resignation from the commission, so we will be on the search for a new commission member. Unless there's any questions for me, that's all I have.
When did Gerald's dad change his name?
Whoops. Yeah. Good catch.
He goes by Roy,
So I'll amend the opening portion of the minutes. Yeah.
I had to get a laugh out of something.
Scott's gonna start putting something like that in every.
Yeah, yeah.
We better be on our toes then.
Anybody have any questions for Scott? Thank you, Scott. Brings us to open forum. Does anybody have anything for open forum? If not, we'll move on to city administrator's report.
Just a few quick items. The playground project went well. We got the, all the rubber mulch stuff put in and the equipment installed. I want to thank, we had a couple volunteers from 3M and another gentleman and his son just came and volunteered as well. So went good. It was not 95 degrees like it was 2 years ago. Thank goodness. Also, on the day we were working up in Wilson, we had a gentleman stop from the Church of Christ asking if he could paint the fire truck. And so yesterday, actually, a couple of volunteers from the church, it is a bright shiny red, so.
He has as much paint on him as he had on the fire engine.
Yes, he did. And I would say who it was, but he said that he just wants to be known as a volunteer.
It'd be easy to pick out of a crowd.
Yeah. See a couple guys walking around with red paint on their face. But we certainly appreciate that. The final plat for Valley View is done and recorded. Signatures from, I think, 2/3 of the people in Wadena County have been achieved on it. I don't know why you need that many people to sign off on a plat, but that's what it says we have to do. National Night Out will be August 6th. That's a Tuesday, and it will be held at the airport because we are going to be having some aircraft participate in that this year. Music in the Park, first one was a couple of days ago. The weather did not cooperate, so it was held in over at Faith Lutheran, but so
Really
that's
good
up.
crowd. It's a good crowd.
Good. Scott's gonna update everybody on Second Street, and at our next meeting, we'll have Dean Bjorklund from Carlson SV for our audit report. That's all I have, unless there's questions.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion from Roy and a second by Mary to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.